this shit look fun. That's how they do where we from. You know it don't start till 1. That's how they do it where they from.
I'm so faded, no exaggeration. Bags breaking like a percolation. Boys to the yard for some hip spanking. Way I make it drop down like an animation. Can't take it, them chicks be faking. Y'all still sleep, better stay awake. Hot new dance for the hood to make it. Make the don't move fast, make you think you're drinking. Head to the flow, don't collect that dough. You better huddle up, cause the beat's so cold. Pop that, cock and reload. This another hit, I got an ace in the hole. Boys on my back, player, did you peep that? You got a small stack, player, you can keep that. I'm a Big Mac, make you wanna eat that. Like, yak it to the yak. Jump in the trunk, make it pumps in the bump. Girls wanna have fun, make you sticking out the tongue.
The dance that you're doing is dumb. How they do where you from? Sticking out your tongue, girl, but you know you're too young. A bunch of girls do it and it shit look fun. That's how they do where we from. You know it don't start till 1. That's how they do it where they from.
I come into this like liquid. Drip, drip, in the business. Click, click, get your picture. Hermes, Trismegistus. Hey, witness and get lifted. Basic. I was born in the basement. Shape shift. I think like a spaceship. False. Oh no, no, no. I am so different than y'all. So far apart. The way that I balance the bars, I never fall. And if I do, I just call the almighty yellow star. God, lyrically I'm Optimus Prime. Dunker I drive, love I ride. When I go by, smoking your eye. So open your eyes, the joke's on you guys. And you ain't gotta be a mason to see through some of this shit on occasion. What?
The dance that you're doing is dumb. How they do where you from? Sticking out your tongue, girl, but you know you're too young. A bunch of girls do it and it shit look fun. That's how they do where we from. You know it don't start till 1. That's how they do it where they from.
I'm like, make a new track, make them fall on they crack. Give them a slap appetizer and stack up so fat in the back, make the boys all collapse. Yeah, when I rap, they be all on my jack. Boys wanna tap on this pussy cat. Got a new idea, let me switch it. Man, I'm so futuristic. Big lips and big hips. Body be thick like a biscuit. I'm different, ripping shit. Microphone gripping it. Getting these Benjamins, new car whipping it. I'm so far ahead of y'all. Man, I'm on top of the stars. I don't care none of y'all. Blah, 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 blah. You best to go rewrite your balls.
How they do it where you from? How they do it where you from? That's how they do it where we from. That's how they do it where they from. Shawty, what? How they do it where you from? How they do it where you from? That's how they do it where we from. That's how they do it where they from.
That's how they do it where they from. All right. That was Missy Elliott's new song, WTF. Cool song. I like it.
Yes. I thought it was called What the Fuck, but it means where they from.
Where they from, yes.
So, that's what I thought it meant at first. But.
I love that she's back with a new song. That's awesome. She hasn't been around in a long time.
I plan on getting the album, whether it sells millions or if it flops.
Or
I'm
just
a
one.
huge Missy fan.
I've been a Missy fan since the 90s, so
have I.
She released a video too, so if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's a really awesome video.
Oh, is it? I haven't seen the video.
Yeah, she definitely. I love the video. Like, if you like the song, you'll love the video. She definitely stayed true. She stayed true to herself. It's definitely very Missy Elliott.
Well, yeah, she looks great too. She looks great.
She does. She looks really good in the video too.
She is one of those few artists who have stayed true to herself the entire time too. Not just, you know what I mean? Like all along. She's always been just Missy. I love that about her. She doesn't try to sell out to everybody, which is cool. I love her for that.
I love the fact that the day the music video came out, people was like, oh, she's throwing shade at Miley Cyrus. And I was like, maybe she is. I don't know. But, you know, if she is, so be it. If she's
I'm sorry, I'm not getting that connection. You want to...
Because, okay, so in the chorus, she says, the dance that you're doing is dumb, where they do where you from. And then she said, sticking at your tongue, but girl, you know, you're too young.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah. And people was like, oh, she's shading Miley Cyrus. I'm like, maybe she is. I don't know. But, you know, but I like the song.
Well, I like the song too. Good for her. Welcome everybody to the Gay XYZ show, by the way. I'm your host, Donovan, and there's the host here. You want to say your names, people?
Christian. What's up, you guys?
And the other host is...
Jason.
Yes, we are coming at you from Dallas, Texas, as we always do, because we're all Dallasites here.
Yeah. Wow.
And we are, it's 9 o'clock. So, as usual, we're here every week. If you want to listen to the show, this is where we'll be. You can listen to the show at gayxyz.com. You can listen to the show in the archives on Spreaker.com. Also on, of course, iTunes. If you want to listen and subscribe on iTunes and your podcast or not your podcast, your iPod. Do they still make iPods? I think they do.
Did you just say iPod?
They do still make iPods.
iPhone,
Well,
podcast app.
They
Jeez.
do still make iPods, actually. I was at the Apple store not too long ago, and I was like, oh my God, they still make iPods.
Yeah, for all the 12-year-olds.
It's like, wow. Anyway, but today we're talking about, I saw a documentary a few days ago, I think, or last week, I don't remember, sometime in the past 7 days. And it was called Do I Sound Gay? And it was by this guy
Yes.
who is a gay guy, of course, and he sounds very gay, much more gay than anyone that I know personally. And I wanted to talk about it because it's an interesting question, I thought, because he actually felt that his voice was too gay, and as a result of that, he literally wanted to change it, and so he went to a speech therapist to change his voice, to change both the timbre of his voice and the way he speaks, his cadence, as well as how high his voice was. His voice was kind of high. He wanted to make it lower, so he wanted essentially to sound like a heterosexual male. And so I wanted to talk about that for a little bit. And so I wanted to ask each of you if you think that you sound gay.
What's the name of that documentary?
Do I sound gay?
Oh, do I sound gay? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm 3 glasses
he's
in.
the blonde one.
I know. What?
I said you're the blonde one in spirit. Blonde.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I sound gay, and I'm fine with that.
And you're fine with that. Yeah.
Why do you guys, we'll get into that. Yes.
Okay.
Jason, do you think you sound gay?
I would say so. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I really. You know what? I've really never had that thought to really be like, do I sound gay?
Mm-hmm.
But to answer the question, from what I've been told by others, no. But I feel like I do.
So you think you sound gay?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I think I sound gay too, of course. So I think the three of us sound gay. Great, fine. Now, what does that mean to sound gay? That's the question. And so to me, I'll tell you what the documentary said, but to me, just quickly, we'll go around the table and discuss what we think. But I think to sound gay is there's a certain way that gay men speak, especially around other gay men. And some gay men are far more... it's far thicker. Like, it's like having a Southern accent. There's some Southern accents. It's like, hi y'all, how you doing? And there's some that's like, hi y'all, how you doing? As Jason would say. So there's, things like that. So
In my Paula Deen voice.
Yes, exactly. So what I'm saying is there's a range of gayness within a voice. And I think some of us sound more gay than others. And so what do you think it is about our voices that makes us sound gay? And I'll tell you what the documentary said.
I think
what does that mean?
The
to sound
way
gay, I should say. Sorry.
The way that we inflect our voice, outside of the tone, the little bit of like lisp that some gay guys have on their S's. I wouldn't necessarily, and obviously the tone at which level your voice is, so whether it's low or high. But that's something that you really can't so much control, which I always think it's weird when some gay guys, they have really high voices that are like really high. And I'm like, how? I don't want, that sounds painful to me, like to talk that high. But that may just be how they talk. But for me, it's the way that you inflect your voice, the vocabulary that you use. And then the way you just finish your sentence with that little bit of,
Okay. And what about you, Jason? What do you think makes a person's voice sound gay? And then I'll tell you what the documentary said. Go ahead.
I think it's based on the speech itself, because I feel like sometimes gay guys or just gay people in general tend to, well, especially gay guys, they tend to enunciate a little bit more. They tend to sometimes stretch out words. Like you said, like Christian said, either with the lisp or they stretch out the S, or they, they're very, you know what I mean? It's, I mean, it all depends on person. 'Cause I've seen some very, very masculine men with very high voices.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
yes.
What the fuck
Did your balls
happened?
drop?
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
or
that-
did you get kicked in the balls, rather? I don't know.
It's interesting because some of the things you said is exactly what the speech therapist was saying, and why they were trying to distinguish why a gay man's voice sounds the way it does. And the reasons were these. One, a gay man, for example, will enunciate more clearly each his vowels more or whatever than a heterosexual man will, as you were saying, enunciate. Secondly, as Christian was just saying, he said, I think it's sometimes their voices and he goes like their voices up like that, lilting up.
Oh, as if they're
goes up.
they're
like
asking a question
yes,
kind of deal.
Yes, asking a question instead of a declarative sentence. So it goes up instead of down. So there's a difference between how most heterosexual men will say, or most heterosexual men will be like, so I'm going to the store. And I'm going to the store. So you see the difference between like gay and anyway. So that's one of the things. And also they said, obviously the timbre of the voice and if it's deeper or if it's higher, or if it's, whatever. However, of course, they also said that they showed a straight guy who you would swear to God was a woman the way he talks. And he's like, I can't even do it. Let me see if I can do it. Like, I can't even do it. I can't even go that high. But he sounds like a woman, and he's as heterosexual as they come, and is married and kids and everything else, and not gay at all. But everyone thinks he's gay.
And that's his like real voice.
It's his real voice. It's just and the reason this is the other reason that gay men often sound gay. It's because gay men often spend more time around women than they do men, and what they equate with being gay is effeminate qualities, and women also do this lilting end of their sentences quite often where they go, where I'm going to the store, or going up instead of going down. And so that's often equated with gayness when it's a man. So these are the reasons why. So being around women, so a lot of gay men are around women more often because we typically prefer the company of women growing up a lot of times because we're more comfortable because we're not being bullied or whatever. Sometimes depends on who you are, obviously, but and so because your voice dictates who you're around. And so this guy with a really high voice, he grew up around a lot of women, many sisters, whatever, but he's totally straight. But he sounds like a woman and sounds totally gay. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting. Do you think that your voice makes a difference if people know you're gay when you're speaking? And obviously, I don't think, honestly, truthfully, except with I think the exception of Christian, I think that Jason and I don't sound especially gay, I think, necessarily.
Especially gay.
Yeah, especially
I like
gay.
that. I'm gonna start using that. I don't think I sound
Especially gay.
I love that. You just came up with a new phrase, and I love it.
But Christian sounds gay to me, gay like the stereotypical gay, and the reason I think that is because he's in fashion. He's in fashion,
and fashion, you guys.
Yes. And he's more around a lot more gay guys, around more women more often.
Oh my God, every day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so he picks up on that subconsciously. And I'm an interior designer and an architect, and I'm also a realtor and all these things as well. But I'm kind of up between all these different kind of worlds. And so I think that's why mine is a little more mixed up. And I think Jason's is a little more... Jason's probably more in business or whatever, I think, more often, and what he used to do and everything. So I think that's probably why he sounds a little less gay. So if I were
I've
around...
actually heard that before. People say I have a corporate voice. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But
yeah, just sort of like authoritative, I think, more authoritative or something.
Well, because like at my previous job, I used to do a lot of meetings, like conduct a lot of meetings and stuff like that.
Right,
so
right.
I think that's where it comes from.
That's the guy in this video, and this documentary. He was one of the things he wanted to do was to be able to have an authoritative voice and to speak in front of people more, and he was very kind of he didn't have a lot of confidence, and so at the beginning of the documentary he sounds just sort of whatever, and at the end he's very enunciated and very what I mean. So I think that's a good thing. But do you think that's true though? So I guess my question was do you think that your voice hinders you in any way by being associating your voice with being gay by other people or whatever?
I think it just depends on whatever situation or industry you work in. For me, being gay is kind of like a one-up. When you're in fashion as a gay person, you're kind of, I don't know, it's like gay privilege. You're just like naturally respected a little bit more.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you were to work in more of a corporate environment for something that was like, medical marketing, it may not be
right.
Exactly.
And so I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a plus in your industry, especially, and in one of the ones I'm in. But I think that you think people judge you though, if, like, for